Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Steve from Rockstar Eater coming to you with another rockin' episode. I'm out here in Koreatown today on Wilshire Blvd, and I'm not gonna be eating Korean food today. Actually, I'm continuing with my Asian food tour in LA, by this time covering the country cuisine of Mongolia. That's right, so today I'm gonna be trying Mongolian food for the first ever time. And I'm not talking about the typical Mongolian barbecue that you can find in a lot of fast food restaurants and malls. This is authentic Mongolian food, like the stuff you actually find if you were to travel to Mongolia. So I'm here at a very special spot today called Arag Mongolian Cuisine, which is, as of this video, the only restaurant in Los Angeles that serves this authentic Mongolian food. So that in itself makes this place very special. So if you guys want to see what authentic Mongolian food looks like, especially here in Los Angeles, then you must stick all the way to the end of this episode so that you can see this amazing Mongolian overview feast that I'm about to show you. And also, if you're new to this channel, take a moment right now to hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell, because I put out these food videos weekly that you just don't want to miss out on. So go ahead, do that right now. And in the meantime, I'm gonna go in and check out some of this awesome Mongolian food, so stay tuned. So this restaurant has been here for about a few weeks now. It's a fairly new Mongolian restaurant, and like I said at the beginning of the video, it's the only restaurant in LA that serves authentic Mongolian food, while every other places serve the Mongolian barbecue that we've seen, a lot of Americanized Mongolian food, but that's not the case with this restaurant. And even when you walk in here, I love the ambiance. So much of these Mongolian paintings with all this war and conflict going on, and all these cool statues as well. The top section is the traditional soups. They got like beef soup with dumplings, lamb soup, beef soup with handmade noodles. I think what I'm gonna do is go with the traditional lamb soup with dumplings. Sounds pretty good. And then the bottom is the traditional entrees. Buuz, I heard, is the thing you got to get in a Mongolian restaurant. Steamed dumplings, definitely gonna get that. And you'll notice that some of these take quite a while to make, like 20 to 40 minutes. Kushur, yes, gonna get that one. This one I've been wanting to try too, the souven, which is the handmade noodles. And let's see, ooh, korkog. This is the epic one, the biggest one in the restaurant. Large chunks of lamb that's cooked with hot stones. Yes, I'm gonna get this one. Look inside here. This is the milk tea itself. It's made of milk. So it's milk and green tea combined. It's not very green. I would say it's more like a pearl, white pearl color, but it definitely looks milky. Yes, time to pour me some of this. Wow, that's a very interesting taste. It is kind of milky, and at the same time, it'll taste a little bit salty as well. So I think it's one of those milk teas that it kind of grows on you. It's my first time trying it, but let's see how I like it as the meal progresses. So here's some of my food, beginning with the buuz. This one I think is the national dish of Mongolia. I heard this is super popular when you go to Mongolia. It is steamed dumplings, which is also very common in Chinese, Korean, Japanese cuisine as well. These are steamed dumplings. I decided to get mine with beef inside. So beef and all the other goodies. Ooh, look at this one. This is called the kushur. So this is the other popular dumplings that are on the menu. This one, as you can tell, it's not steamed. This one is deep fried. It looks very crispy all around and so big as well. This one is also filled with beef. Maybe, you know what, I'll go with the buuz first. Yes, I'll go with some of this buuz, and it has a lot of juice inside of it, like kind of like a soup dumpling in many ways. And another thing that I should mention is, you know how in a lot of the Asian restaurants where they give you the soy sauce dipping sauce, I guess they don't do it here, so you're just going to have to kind of eat it just like that. It's okay. That's a new experience for me. So what I noticed inside is that it's a huge chunk of meat. Beef patty, like a beef patty that's ground. And I believe the seasoning is salt and pepper. It's a very minimalist seasoning you got going on here. But the top itself, like the noodles, has a very firm, nice chew to it, which is good because I like kind of like that. You have to have kind of a bite to it, so it's like al dente. Exactly what this tastes like. And I also thought I mentioned this as well. This is so unique. These small little vegetable dishes, almost kind of like Korean banchan in some ways. They got radish, very, very white colored radish, some shredded carrots, red cabbage, and then got some potato salad it looks like here. Almost kind of looks like the Russian one in many ways. So next one I'm gonna go with is the kushur. I'm a deep fried fan, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like this one. Dumplings, I do like it steamed, but at the same time, I do like my dumplings fried. Pan fried sounds so good. Wow, dough is good. I love the top because it's crispy. Exactly how I like it. And then inside, you taste that noodle, the dumpling wrap. Okay, so once you go further inside, you'll see the same beef patty that's used in the buuz. So I'm pretty sure I know what that tastes like since I just had it a moment ago. Oh, look at this one. This is called the souven, which is handmade noodles. Yes, they do hand make their noodles in here. You get a choice of beef, chicken, or vegetables, and this is stir-fried. So yeah, basically stir-fried noodles with beef and some veggies like cucumber, green onions all around. Now I've had Mongolian barbecue so many times, the one where they use the long chopsticks on that kind of like that round circular grill that you find so often, but this one is definitely different. Like the noodles itself looks different. It almost looks like shredded potatoes in some ways. Yep, it's definitely a stir-fry dish. And it tastes very simple too. Now, guys, the thing I've noticed so far about Mongolian food is that, unlike, for example, Indian food, Chinese food, Korean food, Thai food, it's not heavily seasoned. So there's not going to be like so much crazy spices going on and so many different flavors. It's very simple Mongolian food. Salt, pepper, and I guess in some dishes they use caraway seeds. But yeah, it's a very simple, kind of like nomadic style of eating, I would say. This one has a good simple flavor to it. It's really not that oily too. Well, you get a lot of noodle in your mouth, a lot of the shredded beef, and some of the vegetables as well. Overall, I think it's a winning combination, especially if you like stir-fried. Look at this one. This is what's called the traditional lamb soup with dumplings. Very self-explanatory. The soup, which has a good amount of oil on it. I love it like that. Inside is the lamb meat and also the boiled dumplings. Yes, it is a little oily, but in a good way though, because that oil adds flavor to it. It's definitely a lamb soup. You taste that lamminess in the soup. But at the same time, it's very comforting since it's hot. It's good, especially maybe on a cold day, or if you're kind of sick. Now I'm gonna try the dumplings. This, I'm assuming, is gonna taste like the buuz, maybe? Well, let's see. Ooh, those dumplings have a lot of juice in it. As if it needed the juice because there's already so much soup around it. But the inside filling is lamb. So this one is for the lamb fans. So if you're into lamb, this is the one you gotta get. Remember, they do have traditional beef soup too, but lamb is the thing that I heard is most traditional, most popular in Mongolia. So big. You can't see it really on the screen, but it is quite a big pot. All of this is the sizzling lamb that's inside with some potatoes, some carrots, some green onions, and let's see, I believe these are noodles. Do you hear that sizzling, guys? This is a black colored stone. Ever seen anything like this before? This acts kind of like a sizzling plate, but instead they put these stones in order to keep all the stuff sizzling hot. This is the most unique thing I've ever seen in an Asian restaurant. Yes. Oh, carrots are soft. They cooked it all the way. That's great. Yeah, this dish I heard in Mongolia, traditionally, if you make it there, it's made in some sort of like a stone pot. And it takes like at least 2 hours, I think, to make it. I'm not exactly sure what the cooking process here is at this restaurant, but I'm assuming it has to be something similar so that the lamb can be very tender, because you want this thing to fall off right off the bone. And that's exactly what I'm going to find out right now. Okay, it's soft. That's a good thing, because you don't want your lamb to be so tough that you have to put so much work chewing into it. This is actually pretty soft lamb. Lamb ribs, basically. And I could be wrong, but I think it's kind of like a deep fried or something on top of it, because it has a little bit of that. It's caramelized, so it has been seared somewhat on top. It doesn't taste boiled. It tastes like something that has been cooked or fried or something, but I like it. That's the way meat is supposed to taste, especially of this type. Oh, this is pretty good. It's like eating lamb chops. Mongolian style lamb chops. So if you guys like lamb, this is your dish right here. Big, big dish for the lamb lovers. Ooh, wow, you know, these stones are still pretty hot. You gotta be careful, because even after 15 minutes, it's pretty hot. Now, this restaurant, like I said, is still fairly new, so they are still undergoing some menu changes, but these are very basic, traditional Mongolian foods that you can find in Mongolia. So I'm already noticing Mongolian food, like I said, is very simple, not too many spices involved in it. A lot of natural flavors going on. I feel it's kind of like it has some Chinese influences, some Russian influences, even maybe some like Tibetan influences or Himalayan influences as well. But you kind of feel that when you're eating it. So anyways, when you're in this Koreatown area and you're looking for some adventurous eats, then stop by here at this restaurant, because it really has some of the most unique foods that you can find here in Koreatown. Arag Mongolian Cuisine, where you can get authentic Mongolian food at very reasonable prices, and staff here is awesome as well, and they got some awesome food selections going on here. So yeah, for adventurous eats, you got to come to this restaurant. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this episode, guys. If you enjoyed what I'm doing here on the show, give me a thumbs up. Also comment on the section below, because if you've been to this restaurant or you know of any other great Mongolian places, let us know so that we can all try them as well. And also, like I said, please subscribe to this channel, because I release these food videos weekly, some of the most awesome ones on the internet that you don't want to miss out on, especially right now since I'm doing my Asian food tour in LA. Well, I hope you have a rockin' day today and that you'll try some of this rockin' Mongolian food here in LA sometime soon. And be sure to also check out the other videos on my screen so I can see you guys in the next video. So I'll see you guys there.